Welcome back. The K and
O show.
are back at you, coming at you here. We're a few days late. Holidays and different stuff kind of messed us up. So, Big O, how about these playoff games? What have you thought about them so far?
First thing I want to say, Penn State got an easy way in. SMU and Boise.
I mean, you're just coming out hot, aren't you? Just coming right out saying Penn State's garbage, and they had the easiest way
I
in.
wouldn't say they're garbage because they kind of got through some playoff teams pretty,
Well, SMU, I think we both can agree, probably super top caliber elite team.
Yeah.
And
Boise,
Boise had probably the best running back in the country, but they also played a lot of easier opponents. Wouldn't you agree with that? Yeah. So, Big O has started off fire, and we ain't even got started yet. So, all right, let's go right into it. Let's talk about that Texas-Arizona State game first. Two offensive plays, right, Big O?
yeah.
Two offensive plays, touchdown, Arizona State punts. Then what happens? Touchdown,
was it
Texas.
Yeah, it's
Punt return.
punt return.
Yeah, so
I forgot what it was
me and
called.
Big O kept thinking that, 3 plays and they'd already had 14 points. It was 2 offensive plays and then a special teams, and it's 14-0. And I think at that point, I think Texas thought it was going to be easy. Then it got all the way up to, 24-8?
24. It was 24-8.
24-8.
At halftime, I think.
And,
Yeah.
yeah. So at that point, me and Big O both had kind of counted Arizona State out, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then, halfback pass by
Cam Scatterboo.
one of Big O's favorite players this year, Cam Scatterboo. He gets a halfback pass, throws it down. I don't know what this Texas guy was doing, but anyways, they get the quick score. All of a sudden, they get 2-point conversion. Now it's 24-16. Pick it off, and then you got that pick, and the momentum just kept rolling towards Arizona State. They score again, get another 2-point conversion, which was crazy. And now we got a tie ball game. And then, we get into OT, and we just, to me, I think Texas gets very lackadaisical. They had this team put away at halftime, and they came out and they just sputtered and didn't really do much on offense, and they let Arizona State back in the game. What did you think about the play of Quinn Ewers for the game, Big O? Do you think he did enough or could have done more, or he was about right?
Like Caleb likes to call him Quinn Sewers. Whatever his name is.
Quinn Sewers. He plays like a sewer sometimes.
I think Quinn did good that game. One thing I noticed about him in regular season, he wasn't really consistent at all. But so far the playoffs, he's been pretty,
He has been a little more consistent. One thing to note too, you got to remember Texas missed a field goal that could have won them the game, and they come back and missed another field goal. Yeah. So the 2 field goals right there, put it into overtime. So Texas could have won this game, and again, they just didn't put teams away. So we'll get back to that in a minute. But what probably the best playoff game, wouldn't you think?
Yeah.
The best playoff game we've had so far, and everybody you talk to is like, oh, Arizona State, Boise, they don't deserve to be in there. Well, Arizona State proved they did. Heck of a game. Then we go on to our next game of the night. Notre Dame and Georgia. Who'd you feel like was going to win that, Big O? I think you said Notre Dame, didn't you?
I think Notre Dame would go out, but I don't think it'd be that easy.
Well, and they'll probably tell you it wasn't easy, but boy, it looked, man, when's the last time we've seen Georgia get bullied? Notre Dame bullied them. Like they pushed them around. No consistent offense for Georgia, and that hurt them. But do you think if Beck had been playing, it'd been different?
No.
Okay.
Beck doesn't play on the defensive side, so.
Look at this kid. Yes, he's absolutely right. Now, if Beck hadn't been the greatest all year, he's been inconsistent in and out, and you look at Georgia's play, and they've been inconsistent all year, so it just kind of caught up to him. hats off to Notre Dame. What a great game at Notre Dame played. Great game plan, great defense. But again, I think their defense was helped by having Hunter Stockton.
Yeah.
That's his name? Stockton.
Wait.
Hunter, yeah, for a Georgia quarterback.
Connor something. Hunter?
No, it's not Connor, is it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Gunner,
The name
Gunner.
Gunner. It doesn't matter. The name won't matter because all that matters is Notre Dame took them to the woodshed on that last drive, and they looked really good. Georgia was never in rhythm. So Big O was right that Notre Dame won that. I should have listened to him because, of course, I bet Georgia because I'm not very smart sometimes. So Notre Dame takes down Georgia. I think a lot of people were surprised by that, except people in Notre Dame. So moving on now, and we won't spend much time on this because, man,
God.
Penn State and Boise were just,
Yeah, it was not. It was kind of boring.
yeah. And I love football. And you give me a boring game, I love it. But this game was, it just wasn't very interesting.
It was
wasn't it?
too one-sided.
It very one-sided. Even they didn't even have. Now I'm a big fan of Abdullah Carter from Penn State. Number 11 for Penn State, plays sideline to sideline, and he is a terror. And if he can't play this upcoming week, that'll hurt him. But Boise never had a chance. I didn't think. I mean, it just looked bad from the start, didn't it?
They looked like they had some kind of rhythm, but then they shanked a field goal.
Shanked that was kind of after that was it was kind of downhill. So, again, Big O started the show off with pretty much telling Penn State that you're not really that good because you beat SMU, and then you've beaten Boise. So when you look at these other teams and who they've beaten, that's probably the weak. Now Penn State fans will cry and moan and complain and say, "Oh, those," but they had to play who they had to play. I'm not knocking them for that. I'm just thinking Penn State's had the easiest path into the playoff. Would you not agree, Big O? Okay. Penn State will be in the Final Four, which I've said all year they're phony, and here we are. So what do I know? Our last game of the night was not really a game. I wouldn't call it. It was one-sided,
Yeah.
but it was exciting because Ohio State came out and just was an onslaught of defensive and offensive plays right and left, up and down the field. Gabriel was sacked 8 times. He's not been sacked 8. I don't know if he was sacked 8 times all year. He got sacked 8 times in this one game. What'd you say you had on that, Big O? What did you tell me earlier?
It was like I think Ohio State's best thing that could happen to them was losing to the rivals Michigan. That kind of gave them confidence, and everyone was doubting them in the playoffs. And
So they had something to prove.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I agree with you there. I think losing to Michigan, because remember we talked about people were wanting to fire Ryan Day, and Ohio State wasn't good anymore, and all this, and now all of a sudden everybody's talking about how it's going to be hard to beat Ohio State, and it is. Ohio State, I did pick to win it all, so I'm. Hold on. Before I say this, I wanted to get that up. I never ever want Ohio State to win at anything. If their checkers team is playing, I want them to get beat by 100. I can't stand Ohio State. I don't like them. Adam Brazina, I don't even like their fans. What about that? So, but I do believe Ohio State is going to win this thing. Hold on. All right. Sorry. That's just kind of coming up on me. Anyways, so we now have our Final Four, which you couldn't have more of a blue blood group. You've got Penn State, Ohio State, 2 traditional programs, Texas, and then you have, who's our other team? Oh yeah, Notre Dame. No tradition at all in this, in this playoff. So we'll start with you, Big O. Who you got? Notre Dame, Penn State. Who wins?
I'm gonna say it looks close first quarter, no one scores.
Okay.
Then all Penn State fans are gonna start getting real excited, and then Notre Dame just Notre Dame's them and wins by say 14.
Big O said Notre Dame's them. Can you elaborate on your Notre Dame's them, Big O? Are you saying they just kind of punk them and bully them and
Yeah, rough them up.
rough them? Man.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about a Penn State team here that that should be really good, and you're thinking Notre Dame's just going to rough them up, huh?
Yeah.
I like your thinking, and I hope I see it too, because I'm sick and tired of Penn State getting all these props and love, and they never do anything. So prove me wrong, Franklin. Prove me wrong. Our next game is Texas and Ohio State. Holy cow!
I got Ohio State by kind of like a large margin. I know Texas is they're pretty good, pretty.
Yeah, they're pretty good. They're in the Final Four.
Yeah, I know, but so is Penn State.
Good. Touche, sir. Touche.
Yeah, I think it will be close, kind of close, but I think just Ohio State.
I think Ohio State's too much.
Yeah.
I agree with you. So I'm picking pretty much, and I'm just going on hard here. I want Notre Dame to win. I do think they're a better team than Penn State. I don't think Penn State offensively is as good as Notre Dame is. Notre Dame has a big X factor in Leonard Riley. Price and Love are both really good. Hopefully both are healthy. Offensive line looks good. They got a great tight end, and then they've got this defense. Notre Dame's defense is really good. I'm also a fan of Marcus Freeman. He's come out this week and said several things that I'm really, really happy to hear. So hoping they get that win. And I did say Penn State was a phony pretty much all year, and here we are. So, but hey, I watch experts all the time talk about football, and they know about as much as me and Big O do. And they just get paid more than us. We got to work on that, buddy. We got to work on that. Next one, Ohio State, Texas. To me, Texas is too inconsistent. They have lulls in their offense. Now, they may not, if they put Arch Manning in and can get a package for him, maybe they'll do something, Big O. But, again, I do feel like Ohio State will probably be in the championship game against Notre Dame, as my prediction. I don't know how that game's going to go. Texas is stout defensively, but you better be, because it's not even a two-headed monster for Ohio State, is it? They got could be two top draft picks at wide receiver in Ibuka and Smith. They also have two running backs in Henderson and
I don't
Judkins.
know if Ibuka, is he staying or not? Is this his senior?
I think he'll be eligible for the draft. But now I know Smith is not. But I'm just saying, if they came out, if they said, hey, they were coming out for the draft, both those kids are top picks. Like, they're probably, we're talking probably top 10, top 20 picks. And the running backs, Henderson and Judkins, are both, really good. And I feel like their offensive line had been revamped, and whatever Chip Kelly has done, don't stop it, Chip, because you're getting it done. You are getting it done. So that's mine and Big O's picks for that. Both of us going Notre Dame, Ohio State. Who knows? You may be wrong, may be right, but that's the fun of it. Big O is now going to give us his take on UK basketball playing Florida, correct?
Yeah.
Let's hit it.
Did not look promising at the start. Whenever KO walked in, I was on the edge of my seat.
So let me back up real quick. As I walk in, now let's go back. I say, Big O, I'll take you Saturday. I've got a meeting in E-Town with a coach. I'll take you. I was going to meet Coach Stockdale. Big O and me, we're going to have some BW3s. Me and him both kick back some beers, have some wings, and then was going to take Big O over to Academy Sports where he has $100 to spend. And he sits there a minute, and I said, Big O, I'll take you to E-Town on Saturday. He goes, I think Kentucky plays at 11. And he got really nervous, and luckily, Mom came to the rescue and said, you don't have to go. And a relief came over Big O's face. And I said, Big O, you do not have to go. He goes, I think I'll stay and watch the game. He didn't have to tell me that. I already knew what was going to happen. So then I walk in as the game's going on. Big O is on, and I say the edge of the seat. I don't know why he wasn't in the floor. Edge of the seat, it's 8-4. Kentucky's down by 4. This is Big O. This is awful. This is the worst thing ever. This is terrible. We're garbage. What happens?
We win 100 to 106.
But what?
We win 100 to 106.
100 to 106. How would you feel? Is there ever a happy Big O during a basketball game?
Whenever we have more points than the other team. Yeah, I think that's about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I'm sitting there watching the game, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, Brown, and you're up by 25 and you're still screaming. Box out. Grab a rebound. Why are you taking that shot? That was you when they were up by 20. So do you want to try this again? When are you when the game is over and they won, is that when you're happy?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm just checking because I thought I was bad watching Florida State Seminoles, but Big O, my friend, hat tip to you, sir, because you are an extremist. So the Cats won, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell us they beat Florida, who was what? Undefeated.
Undefeated, not unranked.
No, they're ranked. They're ranked what, 6?
6, yeah.
I think they were 6. Kentucky's
is-
10. And then we got a game tonight, correct?
Yeah, Georgia.
Georgia,
7.
okay. How many teams are ranked right now in the SEC?
Right now, I think there are 10. But
Probably 9. I bet Arkansas dropped out.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, Arkansas.
So, well, I don't know. Another one might have popped in, but that's the most I've ever remember.
There's 6 in the
Do you
top.
ever remember that many teams?
No,
No.
there's 6 in the top 10.
6 SEC teams in top 10. Now, does that scare you?
SEC. SEC.
Don't mind our peanut gallery.
You're
Do you? How do you feel about that? Do you think that's going to help them come March Madness time, or do you think it's going to hurt them because it'll take how many 2 losses and all that stuff?
I think the committee, what was that called?
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Football, basketball.
Yeah.
I think he'll notice how stacked the SEC is this year,
Mm-hmm.
and Kentucky plays like
Yeah.
the top of the top. So
Okay.
I think we'll lose seven games this year.
7 games.
Yeah.
Okay. You got a prediction on where you think they'll end up in the bracket, like ranking wise, like 5th, 6th, 4th?
I say second or third.
Second or third?
Third, yeah.
Dang, Big O, you're thinking it'll be a 2 or 3 seed.
Yeah.
Whoo!
No.
This coming from a guy that when they're up by 20 still mad, and now you think they're going to be a set. I can't get a read on you.
They won't. I don't think they'll be like 5 or 6. Or
You don't think they'll be that low? Well, they may not be. I mean, they have beaten Gonzaga,
Duke.
Duke.
And Florida.
and now Florida, and then they've got to play Tennessee and Auburn, who were both 1 and 2, correct? They were 1 and 2 in the country. So, all right, well,
I think Tennessee. I think Kentucky will probably lose to them, but I don't think Tennessee deserves to be 1. Auburn should definitely be 1.
I don't think Tennessee deserves it.
Because Auburn's played actual teams.
Ah,
Tennessee's best team they played was Syracuse.
gotcha. Well, I think that's it, other than Big O is going to take his shot. We'll see if he can hit this from his chair. Here we go. Get a drum roll. Oh! Close. You'll have to tune in next week for all you hundreds and hundreds of minus hundreds, 15 viewers we have. All right, you guys have a great night. Also, I don't know if y'all noticed Big O's fade up haircut right here. I didn't do that. He wouldn't let me cut it again. I don't know what the problem is, but
Because this would be gone.
that is true. But Big O had to get his hair faded up. Why, Big O?
I have a dance Friday.
Woo! Do we have a date?
Yeah.
Oh, Sookie. Look out now. Have you figured out what you're wearing?
Yeah.
Is this a 3-piece suit?
No.
No. Hold on. What did you want to wear?
A t-shirt.
It's a polo T-shirt.
A T-shirt.
A polo
You wanted to
t-shirt.
wear a T-shirt and what? Were you gonna have pants on
Khakis.
or jogging pants?
Khaki pants.
Khaki pants and a T-shirt to this dance. Now this is a pretty formal dance, right?
Yeah, sure.
And you're wearing a T-shirt. Were you making a statement like I'm dressed up, but I'm so cool you wouldn't notice? Or I mean, what were we going with that?
I think I need to work on my style a little bit. So right now I'm wearing PJs.
Hey,
So.
those PJs work when we're doing at home work like this. All right, so good luck at the dance here, Big O, and good luck tonight to the Cats. So we will see you guys next week.